Hey guys, so in this video I read 4 books. First one being Death Valley by Melissa Broder. This is about a woman who is dealing with the accident of her father and her husband's illness. These are all literary fiction, by the way, character-driven stories. Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. This is about an age gap relationship between Cleo and Frank and their similarities and their differences. And if you're going to read one book from this video, it should be this one. Death in Her Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh. This is a book that I did not expect I would enjoy as much because it's a very divisive book. It's about this woman who she finds a note during her walk saying that someone's dead body has been here, but there was no dead body. And she sort of unravels in a way. Loved it. Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen. This is a book also where the character is sort of like unraveling. So yeah, the theme of this video is girls sort of surrounded by death and they basically unravel. So I've started to read Death Valley. I have not gotten into the depth of what this book is going to be about, but it doesn't have the same effect as Moshfegh to me. Moshfegh, right from the get-go, I felt that it's gonna be a 5-star book. As for Death Valley, I mean, it's not giving me that 5-star feeling, but so far, the writing of Melissa Broder is really special. There's just really something about the way that she describes things. Yeah, so basically, this is about a woman who her father is sick and like he got into a coma, so she's struggling with that, and at the same time, her husband is sick as well, like chronically sick. So her dad got into an accident and then her husband is chronically sick, so she's just surrounded by this, like, and then I realized maybe that's the reason why the title is Death Valley, is because, you know, it's like she's in the valley of death and she's trying to write a book, I think, to gain inspiration for this. There's one scene in her book where it is set in the desert, so she wants to have some inspiration, so she drove to the Death Valley, like the Mojave area in California. She went there to escape, really, to write her book, but then maybe it's just an excuse and she just wants to be alone. And I think when she is on a hike to go around, you know, get inspiration, she finds herself seeing this cactus that is so big it seems to be like something that should not be real. Yeah, I have not gotten to that part, but I can feel like I'm almost there. I'm close to that part, and I don't know, I'm actually quite excited where it's gonna go because it's Melissa Broder. I just feel like something is gonna happen. The chapters are short and I feel like it's going to have that amazing character breakthrough, like what happened with Moshfegh, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Okay, I am 50% through Death Valley and I can already tell that this is not going to be a 5 stars. I think what's mainly making me not like it or enjoy it as much is that the main character is spending so much time in the desert and I'm getting bored of the things that's going on in the desert and what she's seeing and what she's experiencing. I mean, there are interesting stuff that's going on, like sort of like delusions. Could it be a delusion or is it a mirage because it's like super hot? Yeah, but it is not clicking. Also, the way that the main character is speaking, it is not aligning with my image of like an almost 40-year-old woman. I believe she's like around that age, like 30 to 40. Or I guess maybe because it's Melissa Broder, the voice is very similar to the character in Moshfegh, which is sort of taking me out because this kind of narrative style is really, it worked really well for Moshfegh. But for this character, I can't say the same. It's not working. Do I wish perhaps that Melissa Broder tried a different approach in giving this character's voice, like her own actual voice? This is just my second Melissa Broder book, and I'm now wondering if maybe this is how Melissa Broder speaks naturally, and that is why it's very consistent. I mean, it's a good thing that it's consistent, like throughout her work. Like you can tell if she's the one who's writing it, but at the same time, you know that she's the one who's writing it. Like, I am 50% through. Maybe I'm missing something. Right now it's a 4, though I am feeling the 3-star territory coming in. Like, if this desert situation continues, like, okay, maybe I should have expected it because there's like a freaking cactus on the cover. It says Death Valley, and on the blurb it says here she encounters, oh well, it doesn't really say that she's gonna be in the desert for a long time. Yeah, there are quotable quotes still, but it's not really connecting with me. Okay, I finished this book and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I think at this point in my life I cannot relate to this book. Like, I can tell that the words, the messages are beautiful on the page, but I just find it a little bit hard to connect. Melissa Broder, this sort of missed for me, but I'm still going to be picking up her other works. Puppy. I love this. We got Tulo Laway. We got Tulo Laway. Hi. Hi. Look at you got the brown. Hello friends. So I have not updated since the last clip in this video because that was taken last year and I was feeling like should I just scrap that video, but I think I want to keep the review I had of Death Valley. So anyway, that's the explanation for that. Okay, what I am currently reading right now is this very beautiful book, Cleopatra and Frankenstein, and this was given to me on my birthday by my dad. He wrote me a very wonderful note. And I'm so glad he gave this to me because it's hella expensive. Alright, okay, anyway, wow. The writing in this book, this is her debut album, okay? Coco Mellors, there she is. She looks exactly how I think she looks like based on her name. Very, very beautiful prose in here. Definitely a literary fiction author to watch out for. I have prepared this pastel tabs for this one. And as you can see, I am about 20%, I guess, throughout this book. Do I love it? Yes. Yes, I do so far. What really caught my attention was chapter 1. Okay, I have always searched in all my time alive since I have watched the movie Before Sunrise, which was in, I don't know, 2011, 2012, one of my most favorite movies. And I've always tried to look for a book, a romance book that captures that chemistry between Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke in that movie. And I could not, I have not yet found a romance book like that. But chapter 1, between Cleo and Frank, the chemistry, okay? And I'm so sad that it was just only one chapter. And I'm so sad that it's only just one chapter in where they talk like that talking. The thing that I like with Before Sunrise is like the two characters are just talking and vibing and they're talking about essentially nothing. But you can feel the chemistry radiating off the screen. And that's how I felt when I was reading chapter 1. Like the chemistry of these two people, they are... Okay, the thing with this one is it's sort of like an age gap. She is 24 years old and he is, I don't know, about 40 or something. Yeah, there's the age gap. That's the thing with their relationship. She is a painter and he is a, I don't know, an art director or something like that. Their chemistry is just so... It did it for me. Okay, it was really cool. Though I'm sad it was just for one chapter because in chapter 2 something happens and now we are meeting their friends. So far the letters, the words are so delicious. Okay, I am getting so invested between these two people. I actually started this days ago. Toxic trait. Okay, whenever something gets too good I tend to stop. Okay, but this time I am going to continue reading, so I'll be updating again in a couple of chapters maybe. My sweet boy is playing, and this Lego set, if you're ever wondering, it used to be mine and now my children are playing with it. So if you're ever wondering about the quality of these Legos, they're great. This book is reminding me all the reasons why I love reading literary fiction. This book, like the words, it's like having meringue melting on your tongue. It's so delicate, so delicious. You don't want it to end, basically. To give you an idea of like some words and sentences that are just so beautiful, here's the context, okay? So Cleo was a little bit disappointed that Frank did not come home early the night before. So they have this little small mini fight, not really argument because they're not really talking, but yeah, they're not talking basically. And then Frank's sister gets into the hospital. She has this accident, seizure, whatever. Then Cleo visits her, and obviously she is not really talking to Frank. This is how Coco Mellors painted that picture. Okay, he tried to catch her eye, but her attention was on Zoe. That's the sister. He searched her face for traces of anger or disappointment, but it was calm. Cleo leaned down to greet Zoe, her hair falling forward in a golden curtain that left Frank off stage. Can you imagine that? Hair falling forward in a golden curtain. She's blonde. That left Frank off stage. Isn't that the perfect way to show that a character is excluding someone from a moment? Genius. Dude, they are having dinner with her parents. Super awkward. The last clip was of my husband being in Albay and him seeing the Mayon volcano, so he sent that to me and I'm like, I should be there. Okay, I just finished cleaning, obviously. Well, it's not obvious for you, but for me it is. Okay, so anyway, and I got the tripod, which I have ordered. This is like 150 pesos. I'm not sure if it's gonna work well, but it's so cheap. Let's see. Okay, here it is. It looks great. Finally, I don't have to use... You know what I was using as a tripod? My kid's kitchen. I put it over here. Okay, but anyway, now I have this. And also it has a light. Does it help? Does it help? Okay, anyway, friends, I want to show you something. I have 2 packages. And this is not for me. This is actually a gift for my brother and his girlfriend. No, darling, don't touch the light, baby. Oh, look at his face. He's so enjoying. No, darling. Okay, back to the program. I got them 2. Oh, it's not individually packed. They have to wrap these, but they are Attack on Titan shirts. This one is a Mikasa. This is for my brother. Levi Hecho. Oh my gosh, for Jewel. And this is also for Jewel. I got her the earrings. Hopefully these are the right sizes. Excuse me, are you medium? Oh no, he wants to be in the shot. He wants to be in the shot. Oh, my sweet boy. My sweet boy. Oh, be careful, baby. Okay. Yes. Oh. Okay. Oh, no, it's okay. Ganyan ang gagab. Together. Guys, chapter 8 just happened and I am amazed at how Coco Mellors was able to create this character essentially out of thin air. Okay, there is this character. We meet her like in just 30, I would say 30 pages, and then the paragraphs are like super short, like this, right? Conversations. It's like small snippets of this person's life, and I feel so attached to this person, so much so that I feel like I am rooting for this person to get what she wants. Her father is suffering from Alzheimer's disease. I don't know, it's just so charming the way she handles her father. Well, something happened at the end of that chapter, which I'm not gonna say. The drama. I love it. Can you see how much tabs? Okay, aside from the very beautiful language, there's this one instance where Cleo was not feeling great, right? So she went out and then she was really having a bad time. Here it is. Clusters of people sat around little wooden tables outside, releasing bubbles of conversation and laughter that popped against Cleo's skin. You know how sometimes the happiness of other people is so contagious? But here, it's been shown to us by this single sentence that she's really not having a good time, because it's like she's just very gloomy. This is a picture of a very gloomy scene, although it seems happy, but she is in a very gloomy mood. That's why I am calling it now. I mean, I should have known, right, that this is gonna be a 5-star book. because it's just written so beautifully, so smartly, and it's hilarious. This especially the chapter 8 that I'm talking about, the character is so naturally funny. Chapter 8 has solidified this to being a 5-star read. Like, I don't even care what happens in the story anymore. I don't care. This writing is so good. Okay, my son has been shouting a clue for like 30 minutes now, and I wasn't like really understanding what he was saying. And then that's when I figured out there's a freaking paw print on this bag. And that's why he was been shouting bloody murder. A clue. Yes, a clue. Where? He can play this game forever. Just when I thought that this cannot get better than chapter 8, chapter 9 topped it. And now I'm scared to continue with chapter 10. I mean, I can't now, obviously, because it's nighttime and I have to be up early tomorrow. Dude, if you ever read this book, the end of chapter 9, okay? The end of chapter 9. Let's talk about it. Ayan.
Mama, I want that.
Okay. I'm trying to take a video of your cute outfit. Aww, sup, gab gab. I'll finish your snack yan, and then we will go, okay? I'd like to think that Lana Del Rey has read this book, and this is where she got the idea for Kintsugi. See? The vase will be more beautiful now because it has more character, and people are like this too. We break, we put ourselves back together. The cracks are the best part. You don't have to hide them. Bye! I really hope, like, I can't show this to you because it's a freaking spoiler. But I love this. I'm dying. And the build-up that got me arriving to this moment, page 341. Page 341, like towards the end of, oh no, maybe the middle of chapter 16. You'll know what I'm talking about. It's that part with the word play regarding sorry and truth and eventually love. Okay, this is so cute. Hi, so last night I finished Cleopatra and Frankenstein, and I'm recanting what I said. This is not a 5-star book. Okay, I'm sorry, it's not a 5-star book. It's a 6-star book. I really love this book. My gosh, the ending, the perfect ending to close all of the chapters literally in this book. And I like how not all of the characters got a happy ending. Like, it's more realistic when not everyone gets a happy ending. Chapter 13 was so good. It was like Marriage Story. And if you've watched Marriage Story, you'll know that scene with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. And they're like arguing about their marriage. And a very similar scene has occurred in chapter 13 where they are so, like, they're barking at each other, almost biting each other's head off. And then it's me, like, wanting to, like, exit the room, stop watching, because I feel that this is such a private conversation, and also I cannot handle the hurtful words that they have been telling each other. But at the same time, while they were fighting, I was like, yeah, go Cleo, tell him, you tell him. And then at the same time, I'm like, yeah, Frank, you got a point for that. Like, I'm on both of their sides, and they're saying very hurtful things, and I can't, like, that chapter, like, you don't know who you're really siding with. It's just a matter of, like, their relationship is really just a matter of two people who are too similar to each other, I guess. And there is a reason why everyone should have some kind of person who are perfect for them. That person is someone who can handle or be secure enough to be in a relationship with someone of a personality as Cleo and Frank. The thing with Cleo and Frank, they both have unhappy childhoods. Your childhood years is so important. That's why they call it formative years, right? If you don't develop a secure kind of relationship with people you have around you, or yeah, a secure sort of attachment with the people around you, then highly likely that you would not. Hi, baby.
This is my mommy's sister.
Yes. What? There's a lesson on that at the very end that got me really teary-eyed. Also hilarious. There are parts here that are so funny. So now I don't know what to do with my life. 6 stars for Cleopatra and Frankenstein, on the running to being my best book of 2024. Sometimes it's necessary to crave nachos at night. But anyway, I have started reading Death in Her Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh. And I'm about like 15% through the book so far, as you can see by the tabs. And it is a very peculiar read because I think this whole thing will be a stream of consciousness of this elderly woman. She's around 72 years old. Yeah, she's in her 70s and she's widowed, and her only companion is her dog. So they are living in this very, well, not very remote, but they're in this in the middle of a forest. So she doesn't really have neighbors, you know, it's that kind of area. And I believe it is like sort of winter time during this moment when she was walking along, like winter turning to spring. She's walking along this road where she sees a piece of paper on the ground which says, yeah, her name was Magda. Nobody will ever know who killed her. It wasn't me. Here is her dead body. And yeah, basically the key is there was no body, no blood stain. He sort of figure out that she is quite paranoid about this note that she found, and she's thinking that maybe there is a killer around the area. And though all physical evidence is pointing to the fact that there really was no murder. I know this is a very divisive book. Like, a lot of people are giving it either 1 star or a 5 star, no in between. So I wonder which end of the scale will I be in after I finish this book. Wow, it's cool! Oh, my boy, my girl. My boy, my girl. Colors. Wow.
Big red.
Big red.
Little red.
This one.
Oh, it's mommy. Mommy. You, Mom. I see this.
I think he's full. How about you eating? So I am 30% through Death in Her Hands, and what I've got to say is this woman, she is so paranoid. Could it be that the reason why she's thinking these things is because she has nothing better to do? Like, she lives alone, well, she has a dog, and her brain, like, it just goes everywhere. And then you know, it's like she's telling a story, she remembers things and tells it to herself, like sort of like recalling things, and then suddenly Magda, or the girl who was body was missing, keeps on returning and returning to her brain. So she just can't stop thinking about her. And this killer that she thinks wrote the note, her thoughts are just going back and back to those two things, to the point that she is like researching on askjeeves.com. That's like a very, very old search engine. She's asking like, how can you find out a murderer, or like something like that. Yeah. So anyway, she's having this obsession already, and it's very entertaining actually. And I'm reading it very slowly because I've been busy. But if I like take a seat, I can like finish this in like an hour or two, because it's very easy to read. So I was like expecting to have a very, let's say, difficult time to connect with this character because she is older. It's actually pretty easy to grasp what she's trying to deal with, and also it's very interesting to see the projections that she is making towards this character, or this person who died, and the projections she's having to this murderer as well, to this, you know, the alleged murderer. Anyway, that's it for this update. The chapters are very long. I'm guessing there's like 5 to 6 chapters only. I don't mind this. If you're expecting a mystery thriller from this, you are going to be very disappointed. Yeah, very much character driven. Okay, anyway.
Yay!
That's it. He wants to take over the video now. Hi friends, so I finished Death in Her Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh, and perhaps you can tell I'm a bit sick, so I love this. Especially the latter half. I really enjoyed it. I somehow feel that Death Valley was trying to do what this was able to accomplish. So yeah, I love this. This one is a very much more, okay, very unreliable narrator, an unraveling of a person, and there are, I love how it doesn't give you everything, like the details, and then suddenly towards the end you realize, oh, I see. But even so, it's not that extremely obvious as to why she has unraveled in this way. I mean, you don't know if the names of the people who are in her story and the people around her, if it's like a coincidence that they all have the same names. So I really like that about this. So 4.5 stars, but on Goodreads I'm giving it 5. Hey, actually, you know what? My Year of Rest and Relaxation, I initially rated this 4 stars, but then I changed my mind after a while and gave it 5. So I think Ottessa Moshfegh is for me. Okay, the last book that I'll be including in this vlog is Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen, my first Emily Austen. And as you can see, this was the book that I recently got on my fully booked trip. So I'm very excited to continue this. I did start reading it. It's hilarious. I feel like there would be deadpan humor in here, but basically it's about this girl who she can't stop thinking about death, and she wants to like participate in this free therapy that this Catholic church was advertising. But then when she comes in, they mistake her for applying for the job as the receptionist, and that is where we follow her journey. And I hope that I like this one because so far so good. Okay, all of the books that I've been reading recently are hitting. And hopefully by the end of me reading this book, I'm already feeling better. You're walking. I'll go to the side, Anak. This way. There's a bike. Oh, careful.
I want the gallery. This is a cheese.
Yan. So feeling a bit better. Luckily, I did not pass on the virus or whatever I had to my kids. So anyway, I am 25% through. Everyone in this room will someday be dead. That's a mouthful. And this book is so easy to read because the chapters are long, but the stories like change every paragraph. Like perhaps you can see those sections of text. So it's quite easy to read a bit and then stop because it doesn't really it doesn't disconnect you from the story because it has a very artful way of going back and forth through the timeline. And this is obviously a character-driven story, so there's not really a plot. I love our main character. She's so funny because it's like she has people-pleasing issues. She is very, very anxious. Like the way that she thinks about death all the time. And it's not just like death and life, like existentially. She also thinks about like, okay, so she got into an accident and she has a cast in her arm, right? And then this one older man in the bus said, oh, why don't you sit down, okay, and I'll stand up. And she was like, no, please, it's okay, just keep on sitting down, I can handle myself. And then he's like, oh, you're injured, please, I insist. And so she did. And then while she was sitting down, she was like looking at the man, and she can see him struggling to stay like standing up in the bus while it was like moving. And she was thinking of things like, okay, if this man suddenly like lets go of the railings and he slips down and hits his head or breaks his arm or whatever, or worse is if he falls down and then he dies, it's gonna be my fault, and then I would be attending his funeral, and then I would have to apologize to his family and say that it's all my fault. Like that's how she spirals. Like every single situation that she sees, it always goes down to the worst thing that could ever happen, which is she could be causing someone death, or something can be causing her death. It's that kind of obsession. And it's very fascinating because somewhat in the same way, Death in Her Hands was also this sort of very paranoid thinking, but in both different levels. So, needless to say, I am enjoying this read. Yeah, I could perhaps finish this on the weekend. I'm just a little bit, still doing, when you get sick, the world doesn't stop for you, okay? And I'm just gonna show, I think I did not say it in the past clip, but this was actually given to me by my husband. So, look at that, very long message. So sweet. I think this is the 26th book that he got me since 2021 when I started to rebuild my physical collection. Oh, and also I now have 6 shelves here. I don't think I showed you the tabs that I'm using, and it's this. It's this actual set. I mean, I did not like change any colors. This is how it came. And look, it matches perfectly.
Look at this, the kid.
Yan, they're not kids anymore. They're at there.
Look at Ate Go.
Yes, look at Ate Go. Feel so bad for our main character because she, like her parents, are denying the fact that her brother is an alcoholic and that, that she is not okay as well. I mean, they both cannot hold down their jobs. These parents, they don't want to seem like they have, the father said, deranged children. We should not be blind to these things that you may think is taboo. That's what I mean. Usually when there's conflict in my family, we distance ourselves until whatever we fought about is a memory that we can pretend didn't happen. Like, absolutely not. Okay, friends, so I have finished Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen last night, and I'm giving this 4 stars. I felt that there was some kind of pacing issue towards the end. Yeah, I feel like I could have felt the character development more, like that character breakthrough that I'm looking for each time I read a book like this, and I sort of did not get that, but it's still written well, so I'm giving it 4 stars, and that is all I have to say. There is nothing much I can say about it. This is why I'm really sad when books don't have like super great endings, is because it sort of takes away from my enjoyment of the whole book, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's like that. But yeah, of course I would rather like a terrible start and then it gets better towards the end, but at the same time, if it was terrible at the start, I might have just DNF'd. So it has to be great all throughout the way. Okay, that is it for this video. This is such a long vlog and my voice is not completely back, but it's sort of almost there. Okay, so, and January has passed by so fast. Time passes by so fast. Okay, that is all. Thank you so much for watching.